Hakadosh Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha, day 4, page 20. Yeah, Halacha He. It says over here like this. It's commendable. Yeah, you know what it means? It's commendable. Yeah, it's good to say as soon as you wake up in the morning, Modeh ani lefanecha melech avikein shechazat bi nishmati b'chemla, Rabbi menutecha. I thank you, living eternal King, for restoring my soul and to my body with benevolence. Your trustworthiness is abundance. The final words come from the pasuk in Hechal. It is renewed each morning, right? Which is right, Rabbi menutecha. Your trustworthiness is abundance. Okay. And therefore, the correct way to say this declaration is to pause after Shechazat b'nishmati b'chemla, and the words Rabbi Munatecha are a new separate sentence. Okay? If you remember, we had a shiur a few months ago I forgot who it was now. But he basically came and he gave us this, or was on this concept. Okay, let's see. The source for reciting Modeh Ani, number 10. Okay? The declaration of Modeh Ani is mentioned in the beginning of Seder Hayom. The concept of thanking Hashem immediately upon waking in the morning is found in the Sefer Ha'ira of Rabbi Yonah. It's one of the Rishonim. Each morning upon waking up, a person should be seized by fear of his Creator. He should think of how Hashem performed the enormous kindness of protecting him through the night, restoring his neshama in the body. He should then think how grateful he is to the Creator for doing and replenishing the body's strength. It's like an energizer. Think about it. You're exhausted. It's like energizer. You're exhausted. You go to sleep and you recharge your batteries. You have to say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Think about it. The battery is much better than Tesla. How many years does it last? Yeah? You understand? You have to start replacing the battery. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay. So he says he must not remain laying in bed, right, in the manner of a lazy person. He must quickly get up. The Zohar HaKadosh, right, says that we must praise Hashem for returning our neshama to our bodies. And we must realize that we are completely undeserving of this kindness. But Hashem benevolently come and indulges us with it. Meaning that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does with his chesed, and he does it. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. A trustworthy God. David HaMelech alav Shalom comes and he said, "Bi'adekav kidruchi, pa'adita oti Adonai elemet." A lot of people say this, by the way, in Kriyat Shema Amita. This pasuk. Yeah? So what does that mean? He's depositing his neshama in the hands of Hashem, which is the God of truth. The Midrash Shillim says that when a person comes and placed in charge of many people's property, he's likely to mix up one property with another one. Right? Meaning, I come and I give you money, and he gives you, hey, well, what happens? You get mixed up. Tamid balbel. Right? Lama? He says he cannot remember which item belongs to who. But Hashem is a God of truth. It never happened that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cannot look at a person's soul at the time when he has to wake up in the morning. He never returned the soul to the wrong body. Or ata Reuven במקום Shimon. And oops, taut, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave the wrong neshama back. Doesn't exist. So we have to say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, yeah. The Midrash Shalchuma states, the blessed one is he. He says over here, how much do you owe me? You do averot, but I wait for you. And each night, your soul comes and rises to heaven and gives an account for its deeds. And each night, it's found guilty, but I still return it to you. Meaning, if the neshama came in the nighttime, and it signed off that it did averot, and I still give it back. So imagine. So he says, our Chachamim say in Tanat V'Eliyahu, let me tell you about the kindness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu towards the nation of Israel. Every day man is taken in captivity and then redeemed. Right? The Moresha explained that the man is handed over to the angels who administer punishments due to his sins. Through Teshuvah and good deeds, Masim Tovim, he's going to be redeemed from those punishments that were stored for him. In the evening, the neshama is taken from him and returned to the owner. In the morning, the neshama is restored to him. The Seder Yom teaches that the morning of the verse, the meaning of the pasuk, it is renewed each morning. Right, your trustworthiness is abundant, is that Hashem's trustworthiness cannot be compared to that of a man. When a person gives an item to safekeeping, the owner can only hope to receive it back in the same condition that it was originally. He certainly cannot expect it to be better shape, but we deposit our neshama to Hashem every single night, and we receive it back renewed and improved every single morning. For this reason, we say that Hashem's trustworthiness is immeasurably great, far more than what we deserve. We are able to continue to plan for the future only because we rely on the hope that Hashem will not judge us according to our sins. Indeed, His trustworthiness is abundant, right, infinitely great and kind. Everyone should try to emulate Hashem in His ways. If someone knows that another person depends on him, he should make sure to be faithfully keep his promise, even if the person angers him or causes him harm. That is a separate issue to deal with later on. He must keep his word without taking it into account. Hashem has many ways of straightening out the accounts. He does not withhold anyone's just reward. Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yitapel b'inyan. Al tidag b'shvilo. Aval, he's not going to let you down. He'll give you back your neshama. Afterwards, he'll do it. Don't worry about it. What's halacha if someone owes you money and you have the ability to confiscate his property, which has been deposited in your hands as a payment? Can you do that or not? Rishon LeZion dealt with this question in response to Yibia Omen. The Midrash comments on the Pasuk renewed each morning. Yeah, your faithfulness is abundant as follows. Alexandri said, you renew us every single morning, and through this we have faith that one day you will resurrect the dead. You're going to do Tchiyat HaMetim. Shimon bar Abba says, you renew our status with the start of each new empire, and through this we have faith that you will one day redeem us. When we recite Modeh Ani in the morning, we are affirming our belief that just as Hashem restores an neshama, so too Hashem will redeem our nation, and He will also do Tchiyat HaMetim. So it's not only just on a one-off on the morning. Where we're coming to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're saying is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we have emunah in you that you're going to also do Tchiyat HaMetim in the future, just like you did Tchiyat HaMetim every single morning. You give us back the neshama, and we have trust in you that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're going to redeem us in the future, just like you redeemed us from every single empire as well. How do women say it? No, what does logic say? Okay. What does logic say? Instead of modeh, you say modah. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, Halichot Shlomo, states that he instructed his family members that women and the girls should say modah ani lefanecha in the feminine side and not modeh ani. One might argue against this, since the Modusi and the Rav Chida rule that prayers should not be adjusted to the feminine form, even when recited by women. This ruling is cited by the Kaf HaChaim Sofer. However, though, the ruling applies to Pesukim recited as prayers. Their wording must be tempered, since each letter and vowel have great Kabbalistic significance. When reciting a prayer like Modeh Ani, right, which was composed later in Talmudic era, it makes sense to adapt the conjunction for males and females accordingly. So it comes out that means basically women should say Modah. Capish? Okay. Next, before Netilat Yadayim, it is permissible. Yeah, it's going to be permissible to say Modeh Ani even before Netilat Yadayim upon awakening. He says, since this declaration does not contain Hashem's name in any form, it may be recited while one's hands are unclean. Mamash, Yadayim Meuchlachot, lo meshane. You could say it. In the preface to the Siman, it was explained that the beginnings are extremely important. Therefore, it is very significant to sanctify the very beginning of each day for Hashem's honor. One's first thoughts, first words, and first steps should be directed towards fulfilling His will. The rest of the day will more likely follow suit as well. Number 11. Modeh Ani before Netilat Yadayim. The Seder Hayom says is the source of the Salachat of Yaakov Emdin, in contrast to the majority of the Rachronim rule, that one should only think of the words Modeh Ani without verbalizing them, since it's almost certain that his body is not clean and he touched the body while sleeping, and then his hands are not clean. But Chida likewise mentioned that some poskim ruled synergically in this matter, but he affirmed that the Achronim ruled leniently, and the Mishabra and Kavachim followed suit. So basically, even though there are some Achronim say, no, you have to first do Netilat Yadayim, and then you could do Modeh Ani, you don't need to. You could be lenient that the first thing that you do is Modeh Ani, even with your hands not clean. Huh? Yeah, it's better, obviously, yes. Even though technically speaking, you're not saying the name of Hashem. But obviously it's better to. Okay. Halakha number 6. A child's Modeh Ani. As soon as a child knows how to speak, it is commendable to train him to recite Modeh Ani when he wakes up and perform Netilat Yadayim. Meaning the first thing that he does, Modeh Ani and Netilat Yadayim. Jumping out of bed. The truth is, there's a segula for, I think it's Yirat Shamayim, that a child, you should always do Netilat Yadayim to them, even when they're babies. Listening? I know that my father-in-law does that. The second that a baby is born, after a few minutes, mamash, a few minutes, he comes, boom, Netilat Yadayim. He does Netilat Yadayim now. Obviously, be careful that the water is not too cold. You understand? And not, obviously, it has to be a little bit, but Netilat Yadayim. Yeah, fine. Number 7. One must get up immediately upon waking and proceed to engage in Hashem's service. One should ease oneself up gradually, however, and not jump out of bed the moment he wakes up. That might be injurious to one's health. One should remain prone or sitting in a position long enough to say Modani, and then one should get up quickly without delay. Meaning, don't jump out of bed. You understand? Bemet? 12 seconds and 12 words. Very, very nice. Let's see if somebody says that. Yeah? Modeh ani in an unclean place. The responsa eretz sevi, cited by the Yalkut Yosef rule, that it is permissible to say Modeh ani even in an unclean place, such as the restroom. That means you could say Modeh ani in the washroom. Yeah? This ruling is difficult to accept. However, since this cannot be compared to reciting it in a clean place with unwashed hands, the Achronim ruled that it is forbidden to describe Hashem as Rechum or Chanun in the bathhouse. In fact, the Tilal Levid and Minchat Aaron, they ruled that despite the fact that it does not include Hashem's name, it is forbidden to recite Modeh ani even in a clean room if there's a bedpan there. It is therefore forbidden to recite the words of Torah in the vicinity of human urine. Meaning, let's say a person has a catheter. How do you say catheter? Catheter. Right? So the catheter, you're not allowed to do it to there. But it's permissible to think about Torah subjects in such a location, but not inside restroom. So basically, don't say Modeh ani in the bathroom. Okay? Even though somebody wanted to say yes, don't do it. Next, our sages taught 12 that there are 5 behaviors, right, that bring a person closer to death than to life. Jumping up immediately after eating, jumping up immediately after drinking, jumping up immediately after bloodletting, jumping up immediately after sleep, and jumping up immediately after engaging in marital relations. And that's why also, according to the Rizal HaKadosh, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to wait. You stay inside and you wait, right? And you don't get up, you don't jump out right away. You wait. Everything's waiting. You heard? Okay. Based on this, the Magen Avraham and other Acharonim explained that although the Ramah instructed us to rise quickly upon waking up, he did not mean to jump out of bed the very first second. Zalman defined this, ruling that one should wait long enough to recite Modeh ani and then get up. But Tosefet Shabbat argued that the Ramah never meant, right, that one must jump out of bed upon waking. Only that one cease sleeping and sit up. He brought proof from the words of the Yaakov Avinu that he said, please get up and sit. This concurs with the words of the Bahalacha stated here, taken from Zalman, saying that sitting up immediately upon waking is dangerous. So you get up and you sit, meaning that you don't jump out. You get up, you sit, and then the Adnei Paz, right, challenge this entire thesis, insisting that as long as one's intention to serve Hashem, no danger will be incurred. His position is based upon the Shlomo Melech that he says, he who observes mitzvah will know of no evil. Meaning, Shomer mitzvah lo yedad davar ra. You don't want the Petach Dvira, however, supported the position of the Magen Avraham.